right, newly inaugurated Arkansas governor, rising star in the Republican Party, no stranger to this audience, Sarah Huckabee Sanders delivered an incredibly powerful, what did you think? You like it? Okay. And passionate response to President Biden's disastrous State of the Union Tuesday night. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. Take a look.
Let us reaffirm our commitment to a timeless American idea that government exists not to rule the people, but to serve the people. I'm the first woman to lead my state, and he's the first man to surrender his presidency to a woke mob that can't even tell you what a woman is. The dividing line in America is no longer between right or left. The choice is between normal or crazy. It's time for a new generation of Republican leadership. Republicans believe in an America where strong families thrive in safe communities, where jobs are abundant and paychecks are rising, where the freedom our veterans shed their blood to defend is the birthright of every man, woman, and child.
Give a warm welcome to Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Governor, great to have you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I wrote you, and I was on the air after the State of the Union, and I said, you were the star of the night, and it wasn't even close. And under those circumstances, number one, Biden has the bully pulpit of the presidency. He's got 535 psycho lunatics that are clapping every other word. At least half the crowd is clapping. And anyway, and I thought about it, and there you are in a room, and you are telling truth like it's either normal or crazy. Like everyone in this audience so far is normal. You know, everybody outside in New York is crazy. But this is really what it's about. It's the Democratic Party is nothing like the old Democratic Party. Is that a fair statement?
Absolutely. I think that any person who's paying attention can see the absolute shift that the Democrat Party has made so far to the left that there's no other way to describe it other than crazy. The things that they are pushing, whether it's, outlawing gas stoves or defining genders by the second, everything that they come up with is just moving so far out of the mainstream that there's no other way to describe it. I was thankful that I got to follow President Biden because he does help set the bar a little bit low, and that made my job a bit easier. The other part, he just has a terrible story to tell. He has been an absolute failure over the last 2 years, and anybody that is paying attention in this country sees those failures every single day when they go to the gas pump, when they go to the grocery store. They are feeling the breakdown of this presidency. And so it was an absolute honor, an incredible opportunity. And I'm thankful to Speaker McCarthy and Leader McConnell for giving me the chance to tell our side of the story and hopefully share the optimistic view and the belief that we have with the Republican Party.
You've signed 17 bills into law. You've only been there a month. You have probably one of the most comprehensive education bills in the country that you're advancing right now, including going from 48th in teacher pay to 4th in the U.S. You rescinded all these COVID executive orders. That's a lot to accomplish in 31 days. What else is on the agenda?
We did not run and spend 2 years on the campaign trail to take it easy. So we've got our foot on the gas and we're not taking it off anytime soon. I'm proud of the fact that we got rid of some of the COVID mandates that were totally outdated. It's time for not just our state, but frankly, the country to move on and move forward. We have banned things like CRT, Latinx in our state government, and yesterday had the opportunity to launch the most comprehensive conservative education reform anywhere in the country. I'm extremely excited about the fact that we are going to move Arkansas to the top and set the standard for what it can look like across the country.
All right, let me ask you about this. So radical left-wing socialists, moron out in California, the governor, Gavin Newsom, he wasted no time going after you, Governor Sanders, as you probably know, and he sent out this tweet attacking you for Arkansas's murder rate, seemingly ignoring the fact that you have been in office, I think as of today, a whopping 31 days. By comparison, when you look at Gavin Newsom's time in public office, His time as San Francisco mayor, lieutenant governor, now governor, Newsom has spent nearly 7,000 days driving California straight into the ground. Crime and homelessness are now through the roof. The drug problem in California out of control. Reports of school children being forced to walk through open-air drug dens. California ranked dead last again in the U-Haul index. Gavin, you are literally chasing people out of your state every day, nearly 1,000 people a day, about 300,000 a year. So, Gavin, I think you ought to be fixing and focused on fixing your disaster that you created instead of lecturing a new governor that has accomplished more in 31 days than you did in 7,000. Do you have any reaction to your friend Gavin?
You know, I learned a long time ago, Sean, if the left is attacking you, you're probably doing something right. And so I think it only further validates the actions that we've taken over the last 31 days, that we are doing things the right way. I'm proud of the things that are taking place here in our state. Let's not forget, he literally had to run ads begging people to stay in California not that long ago. And every single town I go to in Arkansas, I meet someone who has moved from California. My message to them is, we're glad you're here, but don't forget why you left California. We are proud of our state, and
you're welcome to
our
come.
gates are open for people to come.
But leave your stupid politics behind. That's got to be the motto. Governor, great to see you.
Absolutely.
Congratulations. That was a great speech. We appreciate you being with us. All right, and thank you. And coming up, Biden's age becoming an issue. He says no, but we got tape that says otherwise. The Biden blunders coming up. Lowlights, we'll check in with Jimmy Fela, Joe Concha, Dagan McDowell. They're coming up straight ahead as we continue.